Om Shanti. Welcome to the 3 days silence retreat. Baba's been inspiring us very much for silence, because silence is definitely very powerful and very effective. But also the world is recognizing that very much. The world knows that it has gone into a direction where there's a lot of sound, a lot of actions, and anything which is action-oriented and sound-oriented takes a lot of energy and maybe produces very little, whereas Baba says silence takes less time, less energy, and more outcome. And so, in the early days of the yajna, they did not have much of the depth of knowledge and the detail of knowledge. They had very simple knowledge that I'm a soul and Baba is my father. But they were mostly spending a lot of time in silence. And the yajna's strength, the yajna's power was accumulated in that 14 years of the Bhatti. And then they actually went into service. They did have karma yoga, because in the yajna you did have to do your work. But that was more of silence and then karma. Whereas afterwards we went into sound and action. In other words, spreading this special message to the world, and we all took birth out of that. So it was very good. But Brahmins think that the more I do service, the more I am busy, the more effective my Brahmin life becomes. And so they actually go towards service a lot, which is very nice. All our 4 subjects are very important: yoga, knowledge, service, and of course dharna. But Brahmins focus on... You don't have translation? No translation? What is this? You got translation? All right. So everybody got translation? I request a few who are at the back could come in the front. It would be nice, because we've got this huge venue. All right. So I think everybody is ready with translation now. And so Brahmins have this, understanding of service being a very, very important subject. All subjects are important, and we need to have a balance of all 4 subjects. There is no more or less. But in Sakar Murli, Baba gave us the depth of knowledge, the understanding of service. But slowly and slowly, in the Avyakt Murlis, Baba's actually pinpointing a few things which we need to keep a lot of attention on. And so in this season's Murli, Baba's talking about, the main thing what Baba's talking about is, of course, contentment and happy and light and all that. But the main thing is, has anybody noticed what Baba said in this few Murlis in this season? Has anybody noticed? Baba talks about constant, sada. Sada means constant. So, constant effort maker, constant enthusiasm, constantly happy, constant service, because Brahmins fluctuate. Sometimes you're so happy, and sometimes the happiness is gone. Sometimes you have so much enthusiasm, and sometimes the enthusiasm goes away. Of course, if we go into the depth and find out why this is happening, there is an answer. But what we are going to focus on these 3 days is constant. And so what we've done is we've designed the 3 days very beautifully. I'll just take you through that. So our silence retreat is from Sunday 17th to Tuesday 19th February in the evening. And our main theme is Sada. Sada means constant. Baba wants us to do everything constantly, not fluctuating a lot. And in that, the first day, today, it's the main sub-theme of the day is constantly happy. How do I stay constantly happy? Not that 1 hour ago I was so happy, but this hour my happiness has reduced. And by the end of the day, my happiness is gone completely. And so you can imagine what that would create for us for the further days. I want constant happiness, and in that we will have different topics which contributes towards my constant happiness. So the very first thing is that Sudesh Ben, Didi Sudesh, will join us at 11:30 in a few minutes' time and inspire us on how to definitely be constantly happy, but also what is the importance of silence, and all these 3 days also. So we'll officially inaugurate, receive Toli and blessings from Sudeshbin. And then in the evenings, our meditation will begin at 5:15. My request is that if we could keep time, then definitely we would achieve a lot. Sometimes you're on time and sometimes you're late. Then what would happen is you would miss out on a few things. And so 5:15 to 5:30 we'll have powerful meditation, and then Sister Meera will join us from 5:30 to 6:30. In that she will talk about how to be a constant effort maker. Not that I do so much extreme that next day I do not have the strength to do anything, but how do I be constant effort maker? And then it's like a cherry on the cake that we're just starting our silence retreat, and today is World Meditation Hour. So that's very special. You all know that Janki never misses her World Meditation Hour. And so we will have that powerful yoga, share this energy and this enthusiasm with the world in World Meditation Hour. And then we will have good night meditation. That's 9 to 9:30. But of course, there's a general class after the World Meditation Hour. Sister Mohini from New York will join all of us, not only the silence retreat, but it's a general class, so we will get more in that also. But good night meditation is very important to have a very good morning with Baba at Amrit Vela. And so what we'll do is 9 to 9:30, that will be in meditation hall downstairs. We will have a wonderful night meditation, and then we will sleep in Baba's lap, so that Amrit Vela is very special. Amrit Vela will be our general program with the whole family, so it will be here in Harmony Hall. The next day, Monday 18th of February, the sub-theme of the day is be constantly peaceful. Constantly peaceful. When we talk about silence, a lot of souls would not talk from morning till night, which is very good. They don't come into sound. But what I need to also check is what's happening in here. Am I thinking a lot? Am I worried about service? Am I planning a lot? And so, do I have that silence also? So I need the balance of the sound, but also my mind. Because when we think a lot, sometimes we do go out of track and we do not realize that that thinking, instead of churning, has turned into worries. And that's not very healthy for Brahmins. Anything which you're thinking, are you churning or are you worrying? If you're churning, of course, that's beautiful. That's very important. But if you're worrying, that's when, you're going to drain out. You will drain out so much that you would not achieve. And that's why time and again, I need to bring that silence into my mind and also the words. So then we will be having, after Amrit Vela, of course, of a Murli class, which is regular. But after Murli class, Brother David, although he is very busy, but Brother David is kind enough to take us for a silence walk. It's very, very beautiful. Those who cannot walk much could go for a little while and come back, but it's very nice to go for a silence walk. And so Brother David will wait for all of us under the tree here, and then we will all walk with him. So that is from 8 to 8:30, 8:45, and then you go for breakfast. So please do not miss that, because we've only got 2 days of silence walk with Brother David. And then 10:30 to 11 meditation, and 11 to 12 we have Nirmala Didi joining us on 18th of February, and the topic is constant attainments. How do I constantly attain? Because sometimes Brahmin feel they're attaining a lot, and sometimes they feel very stagnant. So if you feel stagnant, what's gone wrong? What is blocking or what is stopping me? And so constant attainment. Then 12 to 12:30 we will have meditation, and then we will go for lunch, of course in silence, and in the evening we have creative meditation. Please be here on time, 6 o'clock, before 6 in fact, because Brother Ramnath is coming all the way from Shantivan specially to conduct this session. And so Ramnath Bhai will take us diving into the ocean, into the unlimited. So how do I dive into the ocean? And he will conduct meditation, suggestions, commentary, and so it's like creative meditation. Brother Ramnath will complete that session at 7:30, so it's from 6 to 7:30. After dinner, we meet again in meditation hall, 9 to 9:30 for silence, for good night meditation. The third day, that's Tuesday, 19th February, we will be having our Amrit Vela regular Murli class. After the Murli class is silence walk. Silent walk is 8 to 8:30. Brother David will take us. And 10:30 to 11 is meditation. 11 to 12 noon, Brother Charlie will share inspirations in, first, sub-theme for the day. Tuesday, sub-theme is be constantly content. Baba recently talked about contentment and how can I be the jewel of contentment, to constantly content. And then Brother Charlie will share on experiencing constant relationships with Baba. Because sometimes you experience Baba very much in your life, and sometimes you feel, where is Baba? Or where am I? And so, how do I constantly experience that relationship with Baba? That's Brother Charlie. Then we have lunch and 5:30 to 6 meditation, and 6 to 7 we will have Sister Mohini from New York. She will be sharing on experiencing constant zeal and enthusiasm. When you come to Baba, when we, in our childhood, Brahmin childhood, we have so much zeal and enthusiasm. And then slowly you wonder what's happening. And you come to a stage where, you really don't know, should I carry on or not? And a lot of Brahmins lose complete zeal and enthusiasm. Before anything like that happens, let's rejuvenate or let's recharge ourselves. And so Sister Mohini will share with us sharing how to constantly keep that zeal and enthusiasm. And then 7 to 7:30 is meditation. And we will all go for dinner. After dinner, we meet again 8:30 to approximately 9:30, in which Didi Nirmala will join us. And in that, we will be sharing our experience. What was our experience for 3 days? Whoever feels inspired to share, they're most welcome in a form of song or poem or just words or action or whatever. What did you feel in these 3 days? And so you will share that. We will share blessings and Toli. And of course, good night. Good night meditation, 9 to 9:30. And this is the 3 days program for silence retreat. You might be knowing that in the past we were doing Brothers Retreat and Mothers Retreat and Kumari's Retreat, but since 3 years, it's silence retreat for all of us. And so we will have this powerful preparation before Bap Dada. 20th is the big day, meeting Bap Dada. And so we will have, prepared ourselves in such a powerful way that we're ready for Bap Dada's meeting. Some of us are meeting Bap Dada first time in this season, because in October, of course, we missed 2 turns. And so Baba gave us extra time to prepare, which is lovely. A lot of people sometimes do not understand the definition of silence. And so, as I mentioned earlier, that they worry a lot. Worry about their centers, worry about their relationships, worry about home, worry about job. And so that would take your happiness away. That would take all your efforts away. But if I constantly have faith in Baba, faith in drama, and faith in my own role or my fortune, I would definitely be very constant. And we know this. It's not that we do not know, but we keep on forgetting. And I just read a very interesting, maybe you might have heard of it also, that why does a car ever have a huge windscreen? Yeah? And the rear mirror is very tiny. Have you seen that? The car has a huge windscreen, but the mirror, which we could see down at the back, is very small. And so what is past is not very important. It's gone. I just learn a lesson from there and I let go. But what is my future or present now is very important in my life. And so if I start practicing living in the present and seeing the present, what am I supposed to do now, then I do not need to worry, because whether it's past, it's gone, I learned my lesson and I let go, yeah. And the future, I do not need to worry so much because it's going to come into present. And so let me live in the present. And that's what Baba says, do not delay, do not worry about the future, but do what you want to do now. And in that, in Hindi, Baba gives a very beautiful phrase of what you want to do tomorrow, just do it today. And what you want to do today, just do it now. And the more I am aware and focus on that, I will not worry. I would just be there, and as it comes, as drama reveals its scene, I would accept it in a beautiful manner. That helps me to actually, think less. Not that I do not think, we think, but think less, because when you think less, you have quality thoughts. And this quality thoughts actually helps me to maintain that balance of thinking and acting. And that is also part of the silence, rather than, I think so much, and I cannot cope with what I am thinking, and that loses my balance. And so it is not that I should not think, it is not that I should not talk. And that's why Baba says, if you can, finish your task or work in 5 words, you do not need to even expand to 10. Yeah? If you can finish in 2 words, you do not need to expand 4. Sometimes people have that sanskara, that they try to explain you so much that they actually use their time, but they also use, our time. And so it's like this morning's Murli, the time is so valuable that I do not want to waste my time. But not only wasting the time, I do not even want to miss out on using the time in a worthwhile manner, because this is the most valuable time in the whole cycle. And sometimes, even after understanding that this is the most valuable time, confluence age, Sangam Yug, is so valuable that I would like to use it in the most worthwhile way as I could. And so that is one thing which is very important. But the other thing is that, we know this world cycle, the unlimited world cycle, where we talk about golden age, silver age, copper age, iron age, and then the confluence age. We understand that. But then in that also, we have tiny little cycles. And we must remember that if I break one little cycle somewhere, I am going to miss out a lot. And so this 1 hour, which I'm sitting here for my tapasya or for my class or for my murli or whatever, am I focused? Am I there? Or am I somewhere in a different world and I'm very happy that I'm sitting in class? Yeah? So we just actually, being not very honest with the self, yeah? That I am sitting in class, but I'm not there. Yeah? And so I have to focus a lot. I have to concentrate a lot. Am I here? Similarly, this type of little cycles will help me to better my day. And this day will then help me to have a very powerful evening meditation and then very powerful Amrit Vela. And so this is how we carry on. And ever since, World Meditation Hour was introduced in the Yagya, I think it was in the 70s, I have actually, analyzed, I use that as my analytical, point, that from last World Meditation Hour till this World Meditation Hour, where was I? Yeah. So where was I last month and where am I now? And in that phase, what did I do? How was it? How was my tapasya? How was my service? How was my efforts? And how was my stage? And so, of course, Amrit Vela to Amrit Vela is one point, morning till night is another little cycle. Every meal is a third cycle. So we have little cycles where, we can keep on checking the self. But then World Meditation Hour to another World Meditation Hour. How was it? Did I progress? What was it that I missed out on? And then this season to next season. This trip of Madhuban to next trip of Madhuban. How was it? So we're very lucky that we have got this opportunity to actually, check ourselves. And Baba has given us every understanding that once you check, you realize. And when you realize, you change. Not that you sit there and you cry upon what you missed out. What you missed out is missed out, no problem. Put a full stop and carry on. So the moment I put this full stop, silence. Yeah? But if I do not put that full stop, I cannot have silence here. And that's why I need to practice every now and then. I do not want to go into question marks, why this happened, why that happened, why am I not up to date with my efforts or my tapasya. But whatever happened from this point to this point, fine, no problem. Not that I want to be careless, yeah, but I also don't want to worry, because one, I've missed out by not practicing or by not being attentive, by not doing it. But secondly, I am worrying, or I am, blaming myself, or I'm complaining, not being happy with myself. And again, I am missing out on that also. And so it's very important that I just put a full stop and I start. So these are the intervals when I check myself. I get a chance of, checking myself, changing myself and going ahead. And that will help me in constant. In confluence age, Baba says you are under the kalpa tree. Yeah? Under the canopy of Baba, we are protected. But also, on the path of devotion, it is said that when you are sitting under the kalpa tree, whatever thoughts you create actually becomes real. And so I'm very attentive that whatever thoughts I create, what is it? I'll give you one little example before I finish. Recently in Kenya, let me introduce first. I'm Sister Pratibha from Kenya, and I've been serving there for last 35 years, but originally from Africa, and been in Baba's knowledge for last 39 years. And since then, I've been coming to Madhuban for last 39 years. So I was just saying that in Kenya, we're just about to have our elections, the country's elections. And the past elections were not very good experience. And so people are very worried, People are so worried from the past experience of 5 years that they were like, even if something is not going to happen, but they're worried, you see. So that creates that world already. And so we actually started a very interesting project for 2.5 months, from November, December and January. We completed it on 18th of January. It was Right to God. Right to God was the project. Some of you might have heard of it. That we just go out there in schools and organizations and community centers and people, individuals, and we just tell people to write to God. Whatever comes in their heart, they should write to God. And, we started this project. And I was just going from one town to another town. And one Brahmin just joked with me. Om Shanti, Sister Sudesh is with us. And so someone just joked to me, that you're going to this particular town. President Obama's granny lives there. So do go there and tell her to write a letter to God. So, of course, it was like a little joke only, but I took it as an inspiration rather than joke, And so I said, oh, that's a lovely idea. And I said, I'll definitely go and meet Granny Obama. And when I arrived in that town, I told the family, the center, that I would like to go and see Sarah Obama. Sarah Obama is the grandmother of Obama. And so they all started laughing at me. They said, why do you want to go there? I said, I want to take this message to her, And so they said, we don't know where she lives, which village she's in. We don't know how to go there. I said, it's okay. So I just organized a car and a driver. And I said, okay, I'm leaving with one of the mothers. I said, let's go. I know the direction, of course. I've never been there, but I know where to go. And so we'll see what we can do. And we started the journey. Of course, it was about 3 or 4 hours journey. So in between, one of the brothers who organized everything said, have you got a reliable source that you're just off to that place? I said, yeah, I think something will work out, don't worry. And I was just like, we were traveling. Suddenly I got a phone call from one very old contact soul. Says, sister, where are you? I would like to come and see you. I said, I'm on my way to see Sarah Obama. And so he was just wonderstruck. He says, where? I said, to her village. He says, that's my place. I live very near to there. So can we meet up somewhere? I said, oh, that's great. That would be lovely. And he goes, have you taken the permission from the police? Have you taken the permission from the provisional commissioner? I said, no, I don't know nothing. You need a letter. You need stamped letter. Security is very tight. She has no local security. She has the American security. I said, oh, that I don't know. I thought I'll just arrive in the village and I'll meet her. I said, no, sister. He says, it's okay. Let me organize everything and we'll meet up and we'll go together. And of course, I need a translator because that lady doesn't speak a word of English. And so everything was so beautifully organized. This brother took me, he organized everything, took us there, and we had more than an hour chat. We told her about Right to God project. We told her we want a peaceful, country and the world. And she said, I've never been to school, so I don't know how to write. But I want to tell the world what I feel. So can I speak and you people write? And we said, of course, And so she gave a beautiful message for the country, but also for the world. So what I'm trying to say here in essence, because now Sudesh Didi is with us, but what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you have a thought. You don't need to worry about that thought. Just put that thought in the garden, in other words, the seed in the garden, and let it nurture. And the fruit comes out in its correct time and correct pace. And that's what, it's not that we don't need to think, we think. But we think in such a manner which doesn't turn into worries, but it becomes very productive. So that's the silence retreat we're talking about, but we will welcome Sister Sudesh and she will share with us more now. Om Shanti.